So mentorship, how do you define mentorship?
When you're in a relationship with someone who cares about your success and is willing to not always give you the answers, but perhaps probably point you in the general direction of where you should be thinking or looking.
So
they'll teach a man to fish philosophy.
First gift, they care enough to let you hurt a little bit because they know you'll be safe, but they want you to grow.
Yeah, it has to be built. You have to be in a relationship with the person, right? Diana Kokoska in our Maps Coaching World.
I've heard a lot of great things about her.
She's one of those people when you're with her, there's like this energy that comes off her that's.
I can see it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's wild.
And she reads good books. Power vs. Force. I saw her reading this book the other day.
She's a very big mentor in my life, and she may not realize it. But what she'll talk about is in her coaching business that coaches have to be they have to use both care and candor in their conversations with their clients. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what a mentor has to have as well. You have to be in a relationship, you have to care, but the candor has to come as well. Almost like the tough coach piece has to come at some point.
So hold people accountable in a way that shows them you respect them and you care for them and you love them at the same time that they have to work on X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Have you sought out mentors your whole life, or was that something that came to you more when you joined Keller Williams, or did that just complement your character? How did that pan out? Because that's a rare quality, I would say.
Yeah, I think we are very fortunate at Keller Williams where we have a lot of great role models. I think there's also, we need to bring the conversation with role models into, right?
Okay.
So for example, Diana's a role model to me, I guess is a better way to put it. Gary Keller is a role model. You're becoming a mentor to me because we're now.
I appreciate that, right? You admit.
Right, that's great. So I found one in my first career right out of school. And it was Dan, a gentleman I'm going to be expressing some gratitude later on to today. And he was tasked with training us, taking a ball of clay coming out of college and teaching them how to be a real estate professional, right? And so I was fortunate in that I interviewed well and I chose the right company that was going to invest back in me. So I think when you're making decisions on who your company will be, who you're going to work for, the company you'll just keep in general, even if you're just joining a real estate brokerage and you're joining as a solo agent, you still want to look at their hiring process because to get a job there, it was multi-steps and they were going to put me through my paces through a year. So if you're working with the right company, that should be part of the culture. That's a cultural thing, right?
I wish it was.
And there's a lot of societies around the world that honor that, the mentor relationship, the apprentice relationship, very similar, I think.
We could be for 3 hours. That's a whole, how about we do a workshop on that?
I would love to. I'll take it.
We will do that together.
So yeah, I think it just happened because I selected organizations to team up with who valued that.
Early on in your growth, high school, college, at time, did you look always kind of even if you weren't aware of it? Did you align with people that in a way you could learn from, or was it cognizant?
Yeah, I think I experienced the loss of my father when I was 13, and I think that when I trace it all back, I've been searching to obviously fill that void, right? I want to get to.
Well, you're looking at the closer top for that, so I can empathize.
Right. So I think there's something there to be said where
I
was seeking it out, and it found me as well. So I think it just made me keenly aware of the key relationships that maybe were missing in my life. So I've always been fortunate to have great coaches. All my coworkers have always been very supportive. So I think, but I trace it all back to that moment probably where I first changed.
Being adopted and not ever meeting my father, I know based on looking back after studying behavioral psychology and all that stuff, it's a common denominator among people that become curious and seek out mentors. And I think growing up, being shorted on the common sense, actually, I had a lot of mentors, but like Abraham Lincoln said, they usually taught me what not to do. And so I can totally empathize with that, and only speak for myself that I'm almost blessed in a way that it made me almost become such a driver, I guess you could say, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's interesting that you say that. You saying that is getting value to me.
Yeah.
What's your one piece of advice to someone that doesn't have a mentor or never thought of it?
Well, I guess you could go two directions with this. You could take a second and reflect upon the people that are in your life right now and think about, I always go to the energy conversation. Who just, when they enter your world, bring the most energy? And maybe even if they're a completely unrelated profession or different familial status, it doesn't even matter. Go chase the energy. Find out what's going on, and you'll, just by being around them, you'll get closer to what you want. there's that philosophy. You know, if my partner was in the room, he's famous for this. I always overthink things. So I'm like, I guess I'll give the best example was we were trying to build another division of our company. And my thought process goes to, well, all right, I need to start learning about this part of the business. I need to start interviewing different people who have done it before, this and that. He said, I'm just going to pick up the phone and call a company that's already doing this really well and see if they're willing to sell their company to us. and a month later, we owned it. So back to your original question, to find the mentor you want, literally find the person you want. Doesn't matter if you know them or not.
Huh.
Find a way, come hell or high water, to get in front of them and ask them, would you be my mentor?
That's the best advice ever.